Welcome to an episode that I like to call Hot Takes for Snowflakes. That's right, folks. As always, this podcast does come with a trigger warning. As we've all seen, this year's Olympic Games will now feature the first openly transgender athlete. That's right. Laurel Hubbard of New Zealand will be competing in the women's division of the powerlifting competition. A biological male will be competing in the women's division of the powerlifting competition at the Olympic Games. You know, I read something pretty interesting today. I'd like to share it with you. The same people who claim my skin color gives me an advantage don't think that this dude has an advantage against biological women. They do not think that this dude has an advantage over biological women. Let that sink in. But let's go to another example. Fallon Fox, the first MMA fighter to come out as transgender, fractured the skull of Tamika Brents, a biological male fighting in combat sports against women. Let that sink in. Now, one of the most frequently asked questions that I receive every day is, how did we allow cancel culture to come this far? Because it all ties together. The way it ties together is people get canceled over misgendering people, not pronouncing the correct pronouns. You know what I think? Fuck your pronouns, and I do not have the time nor the willpower to learn them. And I will not call you by your preferred pronouns. I never will. Do you realize that 80% of Americans disagree with cancel culture? 80%. Are we really going to allow that 20% of rainbow-colored hair, gender studies students dictate the way that we speak? I didn't think so. But it can't be all up to me to change it. We all have to do our part. So whenever you're walking on that college campus, or you're surrounded by a bunch of liberals, I don't wish that upon anybody, you misgender that person. You say fuck your pronouns. Because this is America. And it's your God-given right to call somebody by their biological sex. I don't condone violence. But let's see this. Do you really think a liberal is going to fight you over that? They might go cry. I mean, most college campuses nowadays have a cry space or a cry closet or a safe space. And you know another thing? The older generation, they blame us, saying we're too in our feelings, we're entitled. Yeah, we might be too in our feelings. Sometimes. But they raised this generation. See, I'm blessed every day for the way that I was raised. And I thank God every day for the way that I was raised. Because seeing the way that some of these kids talk to their parents, that'd been a smack to the face. We're allowing people who don't have a backbone to dictate the way that we speak. And at some point, we have to call it out for what it is. It's a mental disorder. It is. I'm going to quote the great President Ronald Reagan. And I'm going to leave you with this. If fascism ever comes to America, it will come in the name of liberalism.